everyone, it's Maddie. Today's workout is going to focus on plyometrics/agility as well as core. All you'll need for this workout is 4 rolls of toilet paper, so hopefully you're all stocked up. We're going to do each exercise for 30 seconds for a total of 3 sets. You'll rest for 10 seconds between each exercise and 2 minutes between each set. First, we're going to start with our dynamic warm-up. So our first exercise will be 30 jumping jacks. This exercise will get your whole body warmed up and start to increase your heart rate. If those are too hard on your body, you can modify it by doing step jacks. The next exercise we're going to do is high knees. So again, these will warm up your leg muscles while also engaging your core. Again, if those are too hard, then you can do a high knee march. So for the high knees, we'll do those for 30 seconds. And now we'll move on to butt kicks, which we'll also do for 30 seconds. This is another good exercise that'll warm up your lower body. Again, a modification would be to just slowly bring your leg up. Now we're going to move on to our final lower body exercise, and that'll be lunges. Lunges are a great exercise to warm up and strengthen the entire lower body, including your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and your gastrocnemius. You just want to make sure that your back is upright, that your front knee doesn't go past your toe, and that your back leg is bending, but it's not touching the floor. You can modify lunges by holding on to something to keep your balance and by not going as deep. For the upper body, we will do arm circles forward and backward and big and small, and we'll do about 20 each way. Arm circles work your shoulders, biceps, triceps, and your back, and they start to increase the circulation in your fingers and your arms. Now we'll move on to the workout. So again, we're going to do each exercise for 30 seconds for a total of 3 sets. You'll rest for 10 seconds between each exercise and 2 minutes between each set. The agility exercises will especially target the lower body, like your hamstrings, glutes, quads, gastrocnemius, and your soleus. And a lot of them will also engage your core. They will also develop strength and endurance in your hamstrings and hip flexors while also improving joint flexibility. The core exercises will target your abdominal muscles including your rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, and your internal and external obliques. One of the biggest benefits of core strength is improved balance and stability, which makes it easier to complete activities of daily living. So the first exercise is toe taps. And all you're gonna do is use either 1 or 2 rolls of toilet paper, and you're just gonna tap your foot, your toes on each roll, and you'll try to do this as quickly as possible. Try to stay light on your feet. And a modification for this exercise would be to slowly tap. But try to do it as fast as you can. The next exercise is we're gonna stack about 3 or 4 rolls of toilet paper like this, and then we're gonna lay down. And you'll start with your legs on one side of the stack. So what you'll do is you'll lay down like this. You can put your hands under your butt if you want, and you're just gonna lift your legs over the pile, making sure that you're contracting your abs. A modification for this exercise would be to rest your feet after every time you go over the stack. Originally, you want your feet to stay elevated the entire time, but a modification would be to set them down like this. The next exercise is the shuffle stick. So first you'll lay out your rolls of toilet paper in a square like this. You'll start on one foot, and then you're gonna quickly jump in the middle and land on the other side on your other foot. And you'll wanna do this as quick as possible. Okay, and for a modification for this exercise, you can, instead of balancing on one foot, you can land on 2 feet. And again, only go as fast as you can, but still try to make it challenging for yourself. Now we're gonna do a variation of a bicycle crunch. So you'll sit on the floor with your one roll of toilet paper, and you'll start pedaling your legs and weave the toilet paper through your legs. Making sure that you are contracting your abdominal muscles. If you need a variation for this exercise, you can simply leave your feet on the floor. For our next exercise, we're gonna line up 4 rolls of toilet paper in a line like this. And all we're gonna do is jump with both legs forward and backwards over the toilet paper. Again, we're gonna do this for 30 seconds, as quick as we can. And if you wanna make it more challenging, you can only do one leg if you wanted, but make sure you end up doing both legs. A modification for this exercise would be to, instead of just jumping over it, you can quickly step over it. Another modified version you can do for this is if the toilet paper makes it too difficult because it's too high of a barrier, but you still can jump, then just take away the toilet paper and you can just jump back and forth like this. The next exercise is a plank variation. So we'll get into our plank. We won't do a forearm plank. We'll just go on our hands. And we want to make sure our back is flat. And all we're going to do is take our one hand and bring each roll and stack it to the opposite side. And you'll do this for 30 seconds. A modification for this exercise would be to do the plank on your knees, like this. Make sure you're contracting your abs and keeping your back as flat as possible. The final exercise of the circuit is the same as our forward and backward jumps, except we're going to do it from side to side. So you'll line up your 4 rolls like this, and all you're going to do is jump with both legs. But again, if you want to make it more challenging, you can do it single-legged. So again, our modifications for this exercise are the same as our forward/backward jumps. If the height is too high, you can just take it away and do your jumps like this. Or if you still want the toilet paper, you can just quickly step over it. So now that we're done with 3 sets, we're going to finish off with a cool down. First, we're going to go for a 2 to 3 minute walk. Then we're going to sit down and do some static stretching. You'll hold these stretches for about 30 seconds. First, we're going to sit down and we're going to reach to the right. Again, make sure that your legs are not completely locked and that you're only going as far as you can, not creating any pain. Now we'll put our legs together and reach for our toes. You should feel all of those stretches in your hamstrings as well as your lower back. Now we're going to put our legs together and we're going to do butterfly. So you'll just gently push down on your legs with your elbows. This is a good stretch that will open up your hips and stretch your adductors, which are in your inner thigh here. Now we're going to stand up and we're going to do a quad stretch. So again, if you need to hold on to something to keep your balance, you can go ahead and do that. You're just going to bring your foot to your butt and you're going to feel that stretch in your quad. Now we're going to do the other foot. So like I said, you'll feel it in your quads, but it can also improve flexibility in your hip flexors and release tension in your lower back. Now we'll move on to the upper body. So we'll bring our right arm across our body and use our left arm to pull it even further. This is a good stretch if you have shoulder pain and will help restore your range of motion in your shoulder and arms. Next, we'll bring our right arm behind our head and reach for the middle of our back. And we'll use our left arm to push it down even further. You should feel this stretch in your triceps as well as your shoulder and scapula area. And lastly, we'll do some more arm circles. Like I mentioned before, arm circles work the shoulders, arms, and upper back. And to finish everything off, we will end in child's pose, which is a really great pose for relaxation that opens up your hips, lengthens your spine, and stretches your hips, thighs, and ankles. Kind of like what Coconut's doing right now. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.